Quarantine sucks. Not the Red Dwarf episode, that's actually really funny.
Mr. Flibble's very cross. You shouldn't have run away from him.
In between homeschooling, worrying about the outside world, we as a family decided to take it in turns to pick a movie for us all to watch together. Considering the four of us make up a 6-year-old girl, 8-year-old boy, 34-year-old man, and year old woman, it's quite a diverse demographic. Since quick reviews aren't a thing at the moment with the cinema out of bounds, I thought I'd give each one a micro review and compile them into video form. We start with Pokemon Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution, a remake of the first Pokemon movie with a really long name. Right off the bat, I have to say this is a really gorgeous looking film with everything looking really crisp and colourful. Not a fan of the story or the voice acting. It's not aged particularly well. Detective Pikachu is a much better film, but not a bad start to the showcase. Moving on to Wonder Park, which first of all really should be called Wonderland, after all that's the name of the theme park. This has Tom Baker voicing a bear. He doesn't offer anyone a Jelly Baby, and that's the most interesting thing about it. It's a little bit boring to be honest, and I fell asleep during it. I'm not going to go back and watch it again, I really don't feel I'm missing much. From a boring film to an alright sequel, The Secret Life of Pets 2. I didn't think much of the first one, as you recall, but the second one is at least memorable for the right reasons. Not a must-see, but it's alright. Harrison Ford must have had a gambling debt or something, though. He really doesn't belong voicing a dog.
There. You're cured. Hallelujah.
I picked Thor as I'm trying to teach my son about the MCU. I like this film a lot more than MCU fans, and I really don't get why there's so much hate. If you can tell me what's wrong with the first Thor film, please put it in the comments below. It's a good introduction to the Asgardians, there's some excellent character development and action, and what a cast that is. I genuinely don't know where the hate comes from this one.
You are unworthy of these realms. You're unworthy of your title. You're unworthy.
And then there's Hotel Transylvania 2. Wow, this film is bad. My son loves it. He has watched it 2 or 3 times since we all watched it together. And I don't get it. I really don't. It's just cringe-inducingly bad. Nothing against Adam Sandler, but this film is trying way too hard. The monster aesthetic does absolutely nothing for me. Even Mel Brooks at the end can't save this one, and I doubt seeing the first one or even the third one would help.
You let your daughter marry a human and have a human kid? Why don't you just put a stake through my heart?
After subscribing to Disney Plus, hashtag not an ad, hashtag please sponsor me, Monsters University was selected next. Surprisingly good cast here and a pretty average to good film. Character building's the only reason this film exists. Well, that and Disney making more money, which, again, hashtag please sponsor me. Speaking of Disney, again, hashtag not an ad, next up is The Little Mermaid. Now, I've discounted this in the past, but it's actually not at all bad. It's dated pretty badly, I'll give you, but I think the remake has a solid base to build on. Maybe it really is better down where it's wetter. You know, I really ought to look into those song lyrics at some point. There's a few Disney song lyrics that have questionable meaning. Let me know if you'd like to see me dissect some of the Disney lyrics.
Darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me.
My next pick was Spider-Man, to be precise, Sam Raimi's first one. I've never liked Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker, but despite this, I think the action sequences, story, world building is really good. I much prefer the second one, but I love how over-the-top Willem Dafoe is. Oh, and J.K. Simmons, he's just perfect as J. Jonah Jameson.
Crap, mega crap.
Revenge of the Sith sounds like my choice, but it's actually my son who picked it because he wanted to see some lightsaber battles. Honestly, good choice for that, and this is one of my favourite Star Wars films. I really like this one for a number of reasons, but part of that is meme hunting.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
Following Revenge of the Sith is The Wizard of Oz, the original one, that is. I hadn't seen this all the way through. Most of it, though, still holds up decades later. The acting is good, and so many references I've seen elsewhere finally get some context. The songs aren't bad either. A couple of them could have been cut. The only thing I really don't like Judy Garland as Dorothy. I think she comes off as whiny and a little bit entitled, honestly.
Where do you want to be off first?
Here's a fun fact for you. The first ever film I saw at the cinema was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and this film has aged badly. Its over-the-top cheesiness is endearing, but the CGI is awful by today's standards. It also looks like it went way overboard on the budget in some places, particularly the fight scenes. It's funny looking back at it. It's unintentionally funny. I recommend this if you enjoyed it the first time round, just to make fun of it.
See ya.
Right behind you, Kimberly.
Finally, I picked The Pacifier, starring Vin Diesel. You know, this is an almost complete family film. Not the best by any means, but it hits every note really well. I can recommend this if you're stuck for something to watch with the kids. Plus, Vin Diesel uses the skills from Fast and Furious, so that's worth looking out for.
The Pacifier!
Well, that was 12 movies we've watched so far in the lockdown quarantine situation. I'll be back with more later on. In the meantime, though, thank you very much for watching.